have been debating, going back and forth, trying to figure out how to do this video about the new foundation by Guerlain. Should I do my makeup first, then talk about this foundation, or just apply the foundation and talk about the foundation at the same time? I know, first world problems. But literally, I was standing right here, going back and forth, sitting down. Okay, let me do it this way. No, let me do it that way. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna sit down here. I already did my eye makeup, or just the eyeshadows, and then I'll apply my makeup while talking about this new foundation by Guerlain. And I hope I'm saying it right. It's the Parure, P-A-R-U-R-E. I know I'm saying it wrong, but it's the Parure Gold Skin Matte Foundation. In my last Will I Buy It video, I did see that Guerlain was coming out with a new foundation, but then I realized it's only for the Asian market because there's only going to be about 10 or 12 shades in that. Then I looked at Suffrages and I noticed that there is a matte version of that foundation. That one, that's for the Asian market, that's a radiant foundation. When I looked at Suffrages and saw the matte foundation, I clicked on it and there were more shades available for that foundation. So I thought, okay. Because I do love the Guerlain foundations. I have two of them here that I use all the time. This one's the L'Essentiel Natural Glow Foundation, and I have the High Perfection Matte Foundation. Of course, you can see there are two different shades. This one is 45 in, this one is 5 in. I also had this foundation, the Natural Glow Foundation, in this shade, 4 in, but I finished that one. Really excited. That was my first full foundation empty that I had. And I will pick up that one again, this foundation in this shade. But sometimes I use these together just to kind of balance it out, especially now that I'm kind of in between. I'm not as dark as I was last month, and I'm not yet my winter shade. So I do love the Guerlain foundation. So when I saw this at Suffrages, the matte finish, I had to pick it up. This one, unfortunately, is not available for us here in the States. When I'm looking at the Guerlain website here in the US, it's not available. They only have the Natural Glow Foundation. But Suffrages does carry this one, and they do ship here to the US. But I am looking at the Guerlain UK website, and they do carry it there. Both finishes, the Radiant one and the Matte one. Let me let you know about the Radiant Foundation. Now with the Radiant Foundation, there are 14 shades. I thought it was 10, but here at the UK website, they have 14 shades. And it does say they have a range of 14 beige, rosy, and slightly amber tone shades to make it possible to cover the scope of Asian skin tones, which is okay because that's what they were marketing this foundation for. Now with the matte version, I'm a little confused with the shades because on the Guerlain UK website, it does say, let me look here, make sure, that there are 18 shades from the fairest to the darkest. But then when you look here, I'm going to hopefully do a screenshot of it, that there are 22 shades available there. So 4 more shades on the Guerlain UK website than what the Guerlain UK website says. Does that make sense? Because in the description it says 18 shades, but then when you want to pick out the shade that you want to buy, they have 22 to choose from. Now when you go to the Suffrages website, they have 20 shades, which I can understand. Maybe they're sold out of 1 or 2 shades there, but it's still more than the 18 shades that the Guerlain UK website says that it has. And I hope how I explain it is not as confusing as how it is in my head. But hopefully I'll try to put screenshots to kind of, hopefully not to make this more confusing than it is. So let's talk about this foundation. So the full name of this foundation is Parure, I know I'm saying it wrong, Gold Skin Matte. No Transfer High Perfection Foundation, 24 Care and Wear. This one is a skincare based foundation, meaning that there are skincare ingredients in here, and it does say that it's 85% rejuvenating skincare based. So that's the percentage of the base without the pigments and mother of pearl. And I do love to wear a foundation that is skincare based. That doesn't take away the fact that I still use my skincare. That's very important too. But most of the foundations that I've been wearing that is skincare based just kind of sits better on my skin. Now this one does say it's 24-hour wear, which I don't wear the foundation for 24 hours. Now I have been using this foundation now for over 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks now. And there was one day where I did wear this foundation for 12 hours and it still looked pretty well, pretty nice. Except for around my nose because I wear my glasses and around my mouth because I was eating. But everywhere else the foundation looked very nice on my skin. I'm still not going to wear it for 24 hours. So this foundation with its velvety texture and matte finish, it's a luminous matte finish, bathes your face in a rejuvenating light. This is enriched with just a hint of 24 karat gold and it's blended with white peony extract. max. So this formula delivers a bucket load, that's what it says here, a bucket load of radiance to the skin by naturally smoothing and illuminating the complexion. It also says that it's a full coverage foundation, and I would say that this is probably a good medium, and you can build it up to a full coverage foundation. And it remains transfer proof to ensure luminous skin all day. Now you know what, I didn't try it and see if it was transfer proof, but in this video at the end, we'll see if it is. And it also says that it has an SPF of 15. This costs $68 US, and we're getting 35 mils of product in here, so that's a little bit more than the usual 30 mils, 1 ounce. And they did mention this on the website about why it's a bigger bottle. So this new container meets strict requirements that leads to reduced environmental impact, which is good. This bottle, where the glass weight has been reduced, offers a greater capacity, increasing from 30 mils to 35 mils. So the glass is not as thick as it was before. And it's also made with recycled materials. So let me show you the bottle. It comes in a frosted glass made with recycled materials, and it's not as thick. It's flat on one side and kind of curved in the front. Comes with a gold cap and a pump. And I do like that it's a frosted glass because that lets us know that it's a matte finish. Just like with the older foundations by Guerlain, the Natural Glow foundation is a clear glass and the matte foundation is in a frosted glass. Let me bring that up close so you can kind of see. So yeah, I do like that they do it that way. Now these are 1 ounce bottles, whereas this one is an ounce and how much is 35 mils? 1.1 fluid ounce. So going back to the shades, there are a range between 18 to 24 shades. So I got mine in the shade 4N. I was debating between 4N and 5N. There's no 45N like with the old foundation or the other foundation. So I ended up getting 4N because we're heading into winter, so my skin is not going to be as dark as the shade 5N. So let me go ahead and start applying this foundation, but first let me let you know I'm going to be using mostly Guerlain products. Not a lot, not a full face, but mostly Guerlain products. The eyeshadows that I'm wearing are by Guerlain, and it's from their new collection, the Butterfly Collection is what I like to call it. And then this one is 940 Royal Jungle. I tried to do a halo eye. I hope it worked out right. And I used these 3 right here. This one in the outer and inner, and then this gold in the center, and this light gold in the center of the center. I'll put some swatches on the screen here for you guys of this palette. And I also did a video using this palette and others that was in the new collection by Guerlain, the Butterfly Collection. And I'll link that one down below if you want to check that one out. So let me go ahead and prime my face using Guerlain primers. And the first one that I'm going to use is this one, the L'Or Radiance Primer. As you can see, it does have some gold specks in there. So I'll be adding more gold on my face with this primer because there's just a hint of 24 karat gold in this foundation. And if you look, the foundation and the primer has the same shape bottle. The foundation's maybe just a little bit bigger, just a little bit. I hope you can see that there. So hopefully it's even on the bottom there. So it's just a little bit bigger. And I don't know if you can see the bottom. You can see that this one is not as thick as this one. And excuse my nails, I know my nails look awful. But both of them have a flat back, so you can put them up against each other, and it's kind of rounded in the front and flat on the sides. So it's the same shape bottle, and this one is 1 ounce, and this is 1.1 ounce. But the glass is not as thick in the foundation bottle as it is with the primer. Let me go ahead and apply the L'Or Radiance Primer. And let me let you know about my skin. I do have the mature skin. I'm 54 years old. I'm not 55 yet. In a couple months I will be. So I have the mature skin. I have the fine lines. I have the wrinkles. I've got pores. I've got melasma spots here on my cheeks and above my lip. And I also have combo oily skin. I do like to use matte foundations, and this one is a matte foundation, but they call it a luminous matte. And I also like to wear radiant foundation, but I have to be careful that it doesn't make me look too oily. And I have tried some foundations, just makes me look too oily. The next primer is the Pore Minimizer. This one's also by Guerlain, but they don't sell this one anymore. I think they just discontinued because I can't even see it on the UK website. So that it comes in a dropper form, kind of a green, mint green, kind of a gel. And I'm just going to pat that on or in my pores to kind of minimize them. So what I do like to look for in a foundation is something that doesn't make me look old, doesn't make me look dry, doesn't look cakey, doesn't settle in my pores, doesn't melt away. Just something that will look good on my mature skin. And I have been using this foundation now for, like I said, 3 weeks. And I've been loving this foundation. I think it's beautiful. You know, let me go ahead and put concealer first because I always like to do that before I put the foundation. And the ones that I'll be using is by Clé de Peau. I don't have any concealer by Guerlain, but this is the Radiant Corrector for the eyes. And I call this one the Clicker because it clicks. This one is in the shade Hazelnut, and I like to put that one in the center of my eyes because it's a little bit darker of the two that I have. And the other one is Buff, And I like to place that one in the inner and outer corner. And then using the concealer brush by BK Beauty and just kind of blend that out. Now let's add the foundation. Let me put it in the back of my hand. Just one pump is all you need. And this is the consistency. It's not thick, it's a little runny. Let me do one side. It does have a little bit of a scent, but not too much. It's not too perfumey. And I have been applying it using the foundation brush and a beauty sponge. And I kind of like both ways of applying this foundation. So let me go ahead and use the foundation brush on this side so you can see. Just blends out very nice, very quickly. So let me apply this side using a beauty sponge. Just kind of pounce that in. See, this one also blends out very nice. Okay, there you go. What do you think, guys? So you can see that it is a matte foundation, but it's not a flat matte. You can see a little bit of radiance right here and here, but it doesn't make me look too oily. And this is how much I have left. I'm just gonna go ahead and use that too. I'm just gonna apply that above my lip here. And you can see that what I used did cover up my melasma spots here on my cheeks. I just like to put a little bit more above my lip because a little bit darker there. And just kind of use the beauty sponge there and down my neck. Let's go ahead and do that. And this is what I have left over, and you can kind of see that it did dry down. Okay, let me blend this out, and you can see the shade 4N on my hand. And you can see that it isn't a flat matte. You can see a little bit of luminosity there. So I'm not seeing it settling in my pores. It's not giving me those white dots. It's not settling in any fine lines. It's not looking powdery. It's not looking cakey. It's not looking thick. And it does look like my skin, and it spreads out very fast, very nice. And I think the shade 4N is working for me now. So what I'm going to do now is my brows, mascara, some eyeliner, and I'll come back and finish my face using more Guerlain products. Because I want you to see when I apply bronzer and blush how this foundation looks too. So I'll be right back. Let me let you know what I use for my brows and eyes. And for my brows, I use the Brow Definer by Chantecaille in Oak Brown. I'll list everything down below for you guys. And then this eyebrow mascara is by Suku. Has a tint just to kind of, tint my gray brows there. And then for my eyes, I use the Eye Defining Pen by Tom Ford to give me that lash line there. And this eye pencil by Essence. $4. Can't beat this one. And I use this one below my lash line and in my waterline. And then mascara, this one by Guerlain. I believe it's called the Ombre Noir mascara. Can't remember the name, but again, I'll link everything down below for you guys. And I always like to double up my mascara. And so I'm trying this one by Westman Atelier. This one's okay. I like the one by Guerlain a lot better than Westman Atelier. So far. Okay, now let's move on to the foundation. As you can see that I did not put any bronzer, blush, or highlight on because I want you to see how this looks. So I've had it on for about 30 minutes now, maybe 45, and it's still looking very nice, like I just applied it on. So it does say that it doesn't transfer. So before I put bronzer and blush on, let me just do this with my hands. I don't feel it tacky at all. It feels, really nice on the skin. And let me get a clean tissue. And do y'all see anything? I don't know. I don't see anything here in the camera. Yeah, I don't see anything on the napkin. Okay. Now let me get my phone and let me clean it. Somewhat clean. And then let me pretend that I'm talking on the phone, placing an order with some things. Hold it up to my cheek. And let's see. Oh, let me get rid of that. All right. Yeah, a little bit on the phone there. So let me wipe it with the tissue and see. Whoops. So you can see when I wipe my phone that there is some foundation on the napkin. But on my fingers, I didn't see any foundation. So I guess it is transfer proof or no transfer. But on my phone, it does transfer. But I have to say this foundation is looking very nice. So let me go ahead and add some color to my skin. Even though this is 4N, it's still a little light for me at this time of the year. So let me go ahead and bronze it up. And I'm using this one by Guerlain, the Terracotta Bronzer in shade 04. So the foundation is not moving and it doesn't look powdery or cakey when I'm adding powder to it. And since I've been using this now for 3 weeks, I've been using other bronzers and it's looking the same. It doesn't look like I have a powder on or a bronzer on, just looks like my skin. So I hope you can see that there. Now I don't have a blush from Guerlain, but I'm gonna go ahead and use one of my meteorites. And this one's in the shade 4 Doré. So it does have a little bit of a pinkiness to it. And so what I like to do is just swirl my brush and just add a little color to my cheeks. and it just gives me a hint of color. Just build that up a little bit more because I want a little bit of a flushed look there. I'm going to add a little bit of highlight to give me a little bit of a glow. So I'm going to use this one also by Guerlain. It's the Gold Meteorites. It was one of the new releases. I believe it came early this year or last year. Days are going by so fast. And this one has more of gold pearls in here. And again, swirling the brush and just add a little gold right there. So I got a face full of gold here with the primer, the foundation, and the highlight. And my eyes too. I have a little bit of gold there in the center. I think that's all. I'm not going to set this foundation with powder because I feel like I don't need it. So yeah, the foundation doesn't move when I'm applying other products on my face. So really do like this foundation. Really do like this one. Now for lips. I did do this video using the new Guerlain lipsticks with the new beautiful butterfly cases. And I got 2 of the 6 new lipsticks. Now at the end of the video, I showed you the swatches of the other lipsticks that was in this collection. And I asked if y'all had to choose which one for me to get another lipstick, which one would it be? So I tallied them all up and the winner was in the Velvet Metal 214, which is exotic red. So I'm going to apply this lipstick in this foundation video. And Guerlain also came out with the beautiful butterfly collection, and I got 2 out of 3 and I really liked it, so I went ahead and got the 3rd case. And let's see what this one looks like. Yeah, there you go. It's the beautiful blue butterfly case. That is real pretty. It has a little bit of a texture to it, but yeah, let me show it to you again. Real pretty blue. Now when you take the sticker off or take the lipstick out, it does have double-sided mirror, which is the same magnifying length. And then let's take a look at the lipstick number 214, the one that y'all chose. But this is what you do. You just stick the lipstick into the case and there it is. And it also shuts the lid for the mirror. So then you take the lipstick out and it opens up. So let me swatch 214. Oh, that's pretty. There it is right there. And I think that would be very pretty with this eye look. I hope you can see the metallic finish there. And it does have a metallic finish, and it's also in the matte formula. Alright you guys, something happened to my camera. As I was putting the lipstick on, I noticed that my memory card was running out of space. So I got up to, erase some of the videos that I've already used, and I don't know what happened. The camera went blank. It wasn't turning on, it wasn't turning off. Even the lens, whenever you turn on the camera, the lens would just pop up or pop out. It wasn't even doing that. It wasn't popping back in. Nothing. Nothing. This is like, oh no. So then I wanted to end this video, so I used my phone and did like a little, outro of this video. So I was gonna use the video that I did here on my phone as the outro. So then I went outside, did some research, see if I could find a camera, tried the other camera that I had. That one was, I don't know, I just can't figure out the settings with that camera. The camera that I was trying with, that's what we use for our travel vlog. So it works better on the outside. So I tried it inside and it was just overexposed. I tried, fixing the exposure. I looked gray. So I don't know. And maybe see if I could find another camera like this, because I really do like this camera. Even though the lighting can be off, it really does make me look good. It's just a regular point and shoot camera. So then I came back in here to look at the camera and see, anything. And then I turned it back on and the camera came back on. So I was like, yay! I was so happy. I could not tell you how happy I was. So I reapplied the lipstick and let me finish this video using this camera. I can't believe that happened. Oh my gosh. I was having a heart attack. Because I didn't know when I'd do another video because it will take me a long time to figure out the settings with the other camera. I'm just glad this one's working. So I do need to find a backup just in case that happens again. So let's talk about this foundation now and what I think about it. I really do like this foundation. Really do like it. It's a luminous matte. I don't need to powder it. And I've had this foundation on for about 3 hours and it's still looking very pretty. It's not emphasizing any texture that I have here. It's not sinking in any fine lines. It's not melting away. It's not looking too powdery, too cakey. And even though I did set it with powder a couple times, just kind of see, it still didn't look powdery or cakey on me. Now I don't know if you have dry skin if this foundation would be good, because even though this is a matte finish, it's a luminous matte. It's not a flat matte, but I think it does have that texture to where if you do have dry skin, it may look a little powdery. But since I have combo oily skin, it's not looking like that on me at all. I just wish that Guerlain will make this available for us here in the States. A lot easier to get than from Suffrages. Because I've said this many times before, I do have the subscription with Suffrages where I pay $55 and all the orders that I get free shipping. If I didn't have that, it would be $30 shipping for each order I make. So it's not a cheap process to do that. I just wish that they would make it available for us here. Put it on the Guerlain US website or have Nordstrom sell it, Neiman sell it, sacks, what have you. Because this is a really pretty foundation if you have combo oily skin or normal skin. And let's see, what else do I want to say about this foundation, because that camera situation just kind of took me out of the loop here. I couldn't tell you how upset I was. Oh my goodness. So yes, I really do like this foundation. I think it's becoming one of my favorite foundations that I like to wear. And I would say this is probably my top 3 or 4 foundation that I like to wear. And I'd like to do a video of my top 10 favorite foundations. And I wanted to wait to see what this one will do. And yeah, this one made the cut. This one made the cut for sure. Well, alright you guys, I do hope that you enjoyed this video. And I know you probably didn't even notice that I was in a panic here, which is good because it was not a pretty sight. But I'm glad my camera started working again. Oh my gosh. But I do need to find another camera. I really do need to find another camera, or use the one that we use for our travel vlogs and just kind of figure out the settings with that. I wish someone would come here, pick the camera, fix the settings, and leave. All I have to do is just push the button, push the play button. I wish someone would do that, but it doesn't work that way. I just need to watch YouTube videos of what I need to do. Well, alright you guys, I hope you enjoyed and liked this video of me talking about the Parure, I know I'm saying that wrong, Pore Gold Skin Matte Foundation by Guerlain. And it's a beautiful foundation. Really do like it. So if you enjoyed and liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this without any interruptions of broken cameras. And you all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.